host. We have a special guest actually visiting the Derry School of Entrepreneurship, and we are here precisely in the studio, Fegocam TV, owned by the Derry School of Entrepreneurship, London. So we have Dr. Joshua. I would like him to introduce himself again. We just had a first section with him, but I would like him to just introduce himself to people that are joining us for the very first time. So Dr. Joshua would like to know you. If you can just introduce yourself.
Yes. Good day, viewers from across the globe. My name is Joshua OKDG. I hail from Onya in Oduaten, local government of Osun State, Nigeria. I'm 100% Nigerian, so don't mind me if I speak French and.
Do you want to greet in French too? Maybe if you go.
Yeah, I can. I can also give it to our audience in French. Bonjour, messieurs et dames. Je m'appelle Joshua Okidiji. Je suis 100% nigérian. Je viens d'État d'Osun au Nigeria et je suis ici en vacances en Angleterre. I'm here in the studios of DRN, and I'm quite privileged to be part of the talk show with Oba.
Okay, that's interesting. And I want you to give us a triple dose. Can you go Russia?
I can go Russia. Dobrodin and my friends in friends in Russian is is it not Gaspadin or is it Padruga?
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
Gaspadin Oba Maya Padruga. Mr. Oba is my friend.
Okay.
Although I need to still polish my Russian a little bit more,
Okay.
but I'm very, very at home with French and English language.
Okay, that's
so
good.
It's a privilege to be on the show today, and we're going to be having an interactive section, which I believe you all be blessed and you would enjoy the show with us.
Oh, that's that. Thank you so much. So, hello everyone. So, what we're discussing today actually is the power of words, the power of language. And you look at life itself. We live in a voice-activated system. The whole world itself. For those of you, if you are a person of faith like myself, you're going to realize that the world is framed by the word of God, and we too can frame the world we live in. And peace is the product of the usage of word. And so we respect creatives in our midst, those people that have been blessed with the gift of words. Either you're singing, you're writing, or you're just an orator, but you understand the power of words in creating global peace, reconciling various warring big groups of people. And so we are blessed to have Dr. Joshua in our midst today. He's a creative, he's authored several books, and is a man of words. And so we want to learn from him how we can truly begin to deploy word in a positive way, not to cause division, but to create bridges. Oftentimes people use words to create walls rather than create bridges. So I want to go back to Dr. Joshua, who is with us today at the DRN School of Entrepreneurship, Fegocam TV, here in the city of London, precisely Woolwich, Arsenal. So back to Dr. Joshua, I would like to hear from you. Can you just talk to us about how did you get into the creative business? How did you become a creative? You have authored so many books. Can you take us back to memory lane?
Yeah. Every child that is born into this world has a creative talent. It's not left for that child to discover what they are very good at. I can remember I started creative narratives as a boy. I know my native folks back home, when I make reference to this, they would smile and start laughing because this guy has not forgotten. There was a time I think I was just maybe 5 or 6 then, and out of the blues, I just came up with a concept that the lizard You know this lizard you see. People are conversing with wall geckos in their homes. I don't know whether there are wall geckos in the UK. I've not seen any. I've not seen any. But I know that they exist in Asia. Yes, I think yes. Of course, I've seen some in Asia. Lizards. So I just came up with this very funny creative. Then even till tomorrow, my siblings will be like, Joshua, you and these your very funny creative stuff. Well, that was how Edith Beatty started too. You know, this great author that write books, different story books about fictions for kids and all of the stuff like that. So one of the storyline then, it was just, I said, okay, Alangba is a lizard in Yoruba. So Alangba 3 naira. And then we were like, for goodness sake, where did you see the lizard that you were bargaining with? You know, was it trying to do some merchandise with you or something? Okay, so that's on a lighter note, but that's just to show you how creative I've always been. And then from primary 2, you know, from basic classes, I used to draw. I draw a lot, and I used to write short stories, which back then my mom would keep some of those extracts, just keeping them away from me. We would just ask you to go and prepare, go and do your assignment, go and do your quantitative reasoning. But right there in my study, I am doing some short stories and all of the stuff like that. So it started very early. So every child, sincerely speaking, every child is born with an innate potential. It's not left for the parents to be able to help that child develop that gifting in them. It could be singing, it could be acting. Some are just very funny by nature. Everything about them is just very funny. Take this to the kitchen and wash the dishes. The way they will carry it, or the way you just, and you'll be like, this boy is just very funny, or this girl is very funny. That baby may be a stand-up comedian somehow. You know, it may end up becoming Mr. Bean. You understand? Or Alibaba, or whoever. Yeah, you understand? So it's not.
Or Baba Salah.
Or Baba Salah, kind of. So it's not so much about the degree, it's not so much about the certificate we've got to earn in school. At the end of the day, all of those things are just a means to the end. They are not the end in itself. That's why you find somebody who, after having gone through the medical school, still decides to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Or takes pleasure in horticulture, or takes pleasure in creative writing. Okay, so back to how I've always had that, you know, going for me all along. And then the pressures of life came. All of my siblings, we all found ourselves going to a prestigious school in Nigeria, that is Wesley College of Science, except for my eldest, I went to Command Secondary School, the military school. And so we do physics, chemistry, biology, everybody trying to pass all of the sciences. But mind you, this is the same boy who had been writing, who had been telling short stories, fictions, coming up with my own original stories. Okay, so most of my stories I can, apart from the fact that it will pass plagiarism test anywhere, they are just my very original creative stories. They're about things that I've experienced in life, things that I've seen other people gone through. And that takes us to the power of creativity. Creative words can, you know, it's written in the scriptures that the world that we see, you know, was formed, you know, by the creative word of God. Let there be, and there was.
Yeah.
So out of nothing, you know, came that creative word that formed the world that we now see. And that same creative word can either be destructive, depending on how we use it.
Yeah.
As a peace and conflict scholar, because I also study peace and conflict studies too. As a peace and conflict scholar, I discovered that most times, when individuals go to war, when nations go to war, when communities fight themselves, it's just about words, misconception, something that was wrongly spoken.
Yeah.
And then, if it is not properly managed, people will start rolling out arsenal, will start rolling out artilleries, and the nations start fighting. In the same vein, peace can be brokered by the power
Of words.
of words. Bringing warring factions to the round table and be like, okay, let's find a meeting point. Let's find a compromise. You know, I believe God that as this young man speaking to you today, as I evolve, I still believe God that I'll continue to be an agent of peace, you know, of global peace. I will be able to bring ourselves together and say, okay, guys, I know I've been hurt. I'm not just preaching to myself too.
Yeah.
There are times that you will be like, I've been hurt, and but on this side of can we just turn this table and make it look? Yes, let me just forget about all of the hurts. Let's forget about the how do I put it, the grievances, and find something that unifies us. And that's just the way it is. So like I rightly said, wars start by the power of the word. Because somebody, the chief, the C, the commander-in-chief would have to say, there has to be a pronouncement. We have declared war. And if there's going to be peace, it's going to be brokered by the power of words. And that's just the way it is. So as a creative writer, a lot of things goes into the power of the pen. And that's the way it is. You know, from the pages of books, you get to, issues that affect the world. Okay? Appetite, you get to talk about anti-Semitism, okay, as a case is, because at some point in global history, a particular race have been not just marginalized now, but they've been unduly suppressed, unduly molested, unduly crushed over time. Millions have perished over the years. But through the power of words, creative writing, we can get to learn from history and how we can better preach love, okay, across the globe. And then we begin to see ourselves as brothers. We get to see ourselves as one creation of God. Have you ever wondered that we have the same blood group? It's universal. Our genotypes. A white man is either AA. A Chinese can also be AA. An African also be AA. So that means in the field of battle, when you need to rescue lives. I know our folks in Red Cross and Medecins Frontiers, Doctors Without Borders.
Yeah.
They'll be able to tell you more about this. That we are humans. We are the same. Forget the color pigment. Because at the end of the day, when you're about to save life, you will only save life with the blood that matches. And that's the way it is. So the blood that will match a Chinese in the battlefield or an American on the battlefield or a Briton could probably come from Afghanistan or could probably come from Africa. At that point, at your lowest moment, you're not asking on the hospital bed or the surgery bed, where's that blood from? Is it coming from Africa or is it coming from Somalia?
That's a good one. So really, when you look at, truly, Dr. Joshua, you've said some things that are so profound in today's world. I believe that creatives like yourself are the painters of futures, the future we intend to have as a people, as humans, as a member of the global community.
Yes,
and the children are looking, because the books we write, the books we read, the music we listen to, the various communication channels determine, because you are the product of the information you have.
Yeah.
So when people are not properly informed, they become deformed in life.
Yeah.
And that is the responsibility of creatives, whether you're a painter, because they talk even pictures are words, and whether you're writing or you're speaking, words are so powerful that today you talk about even the Peace Award, the You talk about the Nobel laureate and the rest of that. You have the component that is for literature,
Yeah.
because you ask literature is important to world peace.
Yes, sir.
And we've seen where people have been destroyed, communities have been destroyed because of falsehood. They are false narratives that is destroying, and people like you, because I'm going to be asking you to show us some of the books you have written and how they impact, how it is important for the next generation to read, but also for creatives to begin to understand that what they write and what they sing, what they act, the movies they produce can lead to world peace or lead to the global destructions we see. So we need to be very careful with the power of words. And you creatives are the custodians of words.
Yeah.
Either you're a painter, a writer, or a movie producer.
Yeah.
It is important you people understand the consequences of words. That words can either build people. People today look down on themselves, complex issues, identity crisis globally. It is because the creatives need to rise up and become the true mind models they are in a positive way. So we'd like to hear more from you in that area. How you guys are painting the future as creatives. And someone would know, I know you have written some lovely books. We'd like to know more about those books and how these books can help. For instance, before we go further, I met there are Africans that left Nigeria, South Africa, Ghana, Zambia, they're in the UK, and they have dual identity. They have identity crisis because they're in a complete, they're in a new environment where there's a complete value system, lovely value system. Because what I like to note, the UK value system is a beautiful value system. That's the truth. You've got to study it to appreciate the love for the UK value system. Now, but sometimes when people do not, there's a clash of culture, there's a clash of identity. And how do you encourage those people coming from a different culture to understand that you can't come to a new culture and try to dominate it? You've got to learn to integrate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's one of the errors most people do that migrated. They try to come with a different mindset that they don't want to create another Nigeria in London. No, if you want another Nigeria in London, be in Nigeria.
Sure.
If you want another Ghana in London, be in Ghana. We're not saying throw away your culture. We're not saying throw away your belief or your identity. But you've got to integrate in the culture where you find yourself.
Yeah.
That is the reason that attracted you first to that culture.
Yeah.
So why do you go to a new culture and you suddenly want it to be like the culture where you are coming from?
Yeah.
Without training your culture, is there an advice you because I talk to most people that have this can say no. Whether you're coming from the Arab world, you must integrate to the British culture.
Yeah.
This is why they are British. This is why it's called England.
Yeah.
How do you integrate in a way that you don't lose your own identity, but you can fit into this culture and contribute to the UK community and be a blessing? Because you are visiting the UK from Nigeria, you're an author, and can you speak to those people from the diaspora community? Can you talk to them as a creative, how they can truly integrate these values and culture and be a blessing where they find themselves today?
And that's it. All right. There's a saying, a popular saying, that when you are in Rome, you behave like a Roman.
Yeah.
Yes, we come from diverse cultures, diverse communities all across the globe.
Yeah.
And then we meet ourselves in diaspora. We're here for different reasons. Some are here for as economic migrants.
Yeah.
Some are here for studies. Some are here due to political unrest in their home countries, and they are here for refuge. Okay? They're here for refuge, and then at some point they will be integrated into the system. Now, the mistake most humans make is this. Most humans, it is not restricted to Africans alone.
Yeah.
And it is not a function of color now.
Yeah.
The mistake most humans make is we tend to develop superiority complex.
Lovely.
Superiority complex is a thing of the mind. For the mere fact that I come into a community and their mode of dressing does not look like what we're used to in the Western world. For instance, back in the 16th century, before we had colonialism, mind you, Africa has always been civilized.
Yeah.
Ask archaeologists.
Yeah.
They will tell you we had letters, we had writings. Okay? So it did not come over time. We had our mode of communication, we had our history, we had our political system, because all of those places were governed by people over time.
Yeah.
So it's just very funny at some point. And when they said Mongo Park discovered River Niger, excuse me, discovered what? We've always been fishing here. We've been commuting from place to place in this same River Niger. Bros, how did it happen? The guy did not discover the River Niger. He was just adventurous and how would I put it? Maybe in the course of his adventure, oh, this is Niger. That's a self-realization.
Yeah, it was self-realization.
It was self-realization. He didn't discover River Niger. Okay? So, the same thing too with Christopher Columbus. If you read American history, you find out that the guy was just sailing and sailing, enjoying his sail, wanting to discover the new world. All of those places that he went to, he discovered that they had their own way of life. So, how do we now juxtapose all of these findings to be able to live harmoniously?
Yeah.
Number one, you have to recognize the fact that the same blood runs in our veins. Your blood is not different from the blood on the other side. Your color pigment may be different because of our, how do I put it, of our climate, because of our climate, because of our exposures, okay, that determines a lot of things. But when you go around and you go with a very open mind, you get to learn. You learn other people's culture, you learn other people's way of life, and then you'll be able to, like, okay, in your heart of hearts, you will know that, oh, this is better done here than here. That's the sincere truth. You just get
Taking
to see.
the best from
You
everyone.
just get to see. You just get to see some. You just get to see some new things that you know we can pick from here. But once you start coming with that ideology that we're superior, we have a better race, we have a better lineage. That's where crisis comes. That is where resistance comes. And that is where conflicts and all manner of bloodshed and all of these things come into play. Okay, so we preach global peace. We preach brotherliness, because we are first of all one creation. If you go back in history, although all scriptures are written by the inspiration of God, but one way or the other, when you get to read these scriptures, whether you're reading the Quran or you're reading the Bible, you get to read about cultures. You get to read about the peculiarity of places and geographical locations. And that's just the way it is. So it will be totally wrong for the Arab to think that they are the only ones that hear directly from God. It will be totally wrong for the Jews, to believe that they are superhumans, probably because of their, how do I put it, because of their relationship with their patriarchs of faith. Mind you, when the plan of redemption, as as preached in the scriptures, it was not for a particular race. First to the Jews, and then to the Gentiles. Okay, and that's just the way it is. So you cannot just wake up one day and just start saying the American culture is superior to everybody. Mind you, there have been civilizations that have been in place even before we have what we have today as American civilization, that everybody wants to copy the American democracy, you want to copy the American rap, you want to copy the American music. Before it was Rome. The Roman Empire was everywhere before now. And we have centurions.
That's interesting.
And that's just to tell you that kingdoms come, kingdoms go. Kingdoms will come, kingdoms will roll over. So there is no superiority anywhere. All we need to learn is just the fact that we have things going in other places that we can all learn from. So if you're coming from Africa and you're coming to be integrated here, keep what you have learned from this other side that you are coming from, and pick up from what you are coming from to do here. Learn to do things the way that your host communities are doing theirs. And then you will not in any way discriminate and say, oh, these guys go around naked. For goodness sake, the folks who claim that Africans, some people still believe that Africa, at times when I hear some of my folks in conversations, they say, oh, you are from Africa. And I say, no. Africa is not just a country. Africa is a continent of 54 different countries, just like you have Argentina, you have Peru, just like you have Great Britain, you have France. Likewise, we have Zimbabwe, we have South Africa, we have Malawi, we have Tanzania, we have Ghana, we have Togo, we have 54 different countries, independent countries. As tiny as Benin Republic is, Nigeria cannot wake up one day and say they want to superimpose their ideology, their way of life, their way of thinking on the Beninua. There will be resistance, even though Benin Republic is just the size of Lagos State. But we cannot say Benin all of a sudden you want to annex that. So we need to live harmoniously, across the globe, embrace our uniqueness and lessen out on things that differentiate us. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And Dr. Joshua, actually, I love the concept of embracing our uniqueness, and I think that is key to integration. Where you don't have a superiority complex, and because everywhere you go is a blessing. You just got to learn to integrate, find something useful, and don't have this mindset that you're better than someone else. There's something to learn, and really appreciate you bringing that up. Now, before we call it a day, because we have just 2 minutes or so to call it a day, can you talk to us? I know you have authored some of these books. You have books like Copper's Shore. For those of you back in Nigeria, you have Copper's Shore. Then you have the flower pots and tomatoes. I think you've got some they would like you to share with us, and to just talk a bit about. We have Didier. We have Didier Logumo. You will explain that to the people when it's your time to talk to them. And then we have Amina Rises to Stardom, and then you have Godi, the gluten,
and a lot more.
So we want you to just talk to us about these books, and because really we're talking to Dr. Joshua, is a creative from Nigeria. He's visiting. He's on vacation here in the UK, and we are privileged to host him here at the DRE School of Entrepreneurship and the FEGOCAM TV, and here at the DRE School of Entrepreneurship, London. So, Dr. Joshua, we are grateful for you taking time to share with us the power of creative writing, and then we hope we could put a program together where you can come and teach those in the UK on how to really author and convert their ideas into into a book and then profit from that. We'll see how we work out that before you travel.
Yeah.
And for those of you that may want to contact Dr. Joshua, you wanted to come and is here for is going to be with us for a while. He's here on vacation. But we want to see how we can tap as much as we can from his brain. And we're not taking to any surgery. We're just going to just explore that. So Dr. Joshua, maybe you just brief people about your books and how they can also get these books. That would be important because it would be nice. So please, can you just speak to the people?
All right, a quick one. I got this one. It's one of my international bestseller novels, Flower Pot Tomatoes. Very interesting. From the title itself to the content itself. During the lockdown, I know how many copies I sold on Amazon. It's available on Amazon. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I discovered that the issue of piracy is not even limited to printed copies alone. I've seen several sites online that are selling this book.
Wow.
So, but the best you can do for me is this, because you want to keep me in business. It's just advisable that you just get to look out for my social media handle.
Okay, you can say that right now.
Yes, you can just get me on my social media handle. I'm simply the jovial Joshua KDG on Facebook. You know, I post a lot of very, very funny content on Facebook, not just restricted to books, because life is meant to be enjoyed.
Okay.
That's why it's an all-encompassing social media handle as it is. Okay, so and then this another one which I am very, very particular about. Amina Rises to Stardom. This book has been translated into Hausa and French language.
Wow, that's good.
Yes, in fact, I've won an award because of this particular book. I was on vacation to Dubai in the year 2019, and one of the ladies that I met there was like, "I love this book. I love the content itself." This is not the original content you will find on Amazon. It's a different. It's color green on Amazon.
Okay.
But this I have a partnership with a publishing firm in Nigeria to be able to push this, you know, in schools. Okay, in back home. Hamilton Rises to Stardom is a book that addresses female genital mutilation. It's very rampant in the third world, particularly in Africa and some other third world nations, Nepal, so even some parts of India. And then you find this very archaic culture. That you find people getting to circumcise females. They cut the girl child. Also in this storybook is the issue of gender discrimination. Some parts of the world women can only be seen. They say they can only be seen, they cannot be heard. Who does that? Imagine you as a father being blessed with all daughters, and that's what makes some men to keep putting pressure on their wives, they just want to have a son. And then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 daughters. Gentlemen, give yourself a break. All children are blessings from God, so there shouldn't be any discrimination about the gender, of your babies. Every child has a destiny, a great destiny to become great in life and to solve a major problem here on earth. And that's the way it is. So what a man can do, a woman can also do much more better. Okay? And I have a friend, I've forgotten the name of a friend who wants to translate this for me into Hindu. I have a friend from Pakistan who said he's just very interested in this. It's a very, very wonderful novel itself, which has really gone beyond me, as a person. Please feel free to reach out to me on my social media handles. And also, I think I'll also make my WhatsApp details available to
You can mention it.
Okay, +234. That's my WhatsApp handle. +234. That's the country code 703. +234 703 017 2234. I'll take that again. +234, that's a country code. 703 017 2234. That's my WhatsApp handle. You feel free to chat me up, and then I can always make copies of this book available to you. Thank you to my friends in Lesotho and South Africa. Yes, some of my folks are already making this available to schools in South Africa and Lesotho already.
That's a good one.
Yes, and a friend is also promising to help me push this in Zambia. Felile, I'm giving a shout out to you guys over there. Mabel, I was supposed to do something together before I came to the UK. I hope we will still be able to do that. I've already prepared grants for you,
Okay.
So please feel free to reach out to me on my social media handles, particularly on my WhatsApp. It's nice being your guest today, Mr. Oba.
Wow.
I hope to be here again and again when you invite me.
Yeah.
God bless you.
Thank you, Dr. Joshua. We're grateful to have you. And it was a sudden and
An impromptu.
it was a sudden act to just get to do this together because we know we need to. We're still working, putting so many things in place. But I want to truly thank you for sharing. I actually love the book, Amina. I think they are. I hope organizations, government agencies across the world will work with you, especially protecting the girl's child. Across Africa, developing nations. And I truly am grateful that someone from Pakistan wants to really get that to work with you with that. But I believe there are people listening to us that we want to see how they can work out because we've got to change some of this. While we celebrate culture as part of our identity, we must be sincere to tell ourselves the truth that some of this culture are limiting the potential of our daughters from the
generation next.
And so we've got to stop that. So I want to thank you for coming today.
Yes,
and so everyone listening, this is a chat with Oba, and it's a joy to be with you. We're going to be inviting entrepreneurs, professionals, creatives, people, leaders of thought, politicians across Europe and Africa to share with you. It's just going to be a casual discussion. I believe you have enjoyed listening to Dr. Joshua today. So I want to say thank you. I'm just going to give Dr. Joshua a 1 minute chat to just speak to everyone and then we'll just call it a day.
All right. Thank you so much for having me here. And I want to say keep the fire burning. Keep doing what you know best to do. Okay? The world needs us, and we are all unique in our different ways. Okay, so you keep adding value and keep making the world a better place. That's my signing off line for today. Until I come your way next time on this channel with chat with Oba, because I know we'll still do one or two before I'm out of here. Thank you so much, everyone, for having me.
God bless you all. So thank you. Have a lovely day. Stay blessed. Bye for now.